ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Green Gloves, Red Tie.
Well, hello there. Welcome to Green Gloves, Red Tie, and today we will be looking at explosions! Today we're going to be looking at, kind of suck at this, Will Grayson, Will Grayson. Now, if you say the title slowly and darkly enough, it will sound like a chant.
Will Grayson, Will Grayson, Will Grayson.
By John Green, Paper Town, Fault in Our Stars, David Levitan, I think, Nick and Noah's Infinite Playlist. So, Will Grayson is about these two high schoolers who go to different high schools, and this title is the equivalent of someone introducing them to each other, hence Will Grayson, Will Grayson. Very clever, and it also has a fingerprint, which is very pretty. It looks like a heart, which goes into the theme of love and friendship and identity. Now, John Green is the one who wrote the odd numbers, so he wrote the Will Grayson who is straight, and this Will Grayson has two rules. Rule number 1, I think, don't talk to people. Rule number 2, I think, don't care. And this is kind of very obvious foreshadowing, which kind of ruins it, because I can see from the beginning when the rules were first mentioned that they were going to get broken, so there was no surprise, there was no build up or arc in my opinion. The second Will Grayson is a lot more interesting, he's a lot more depth, he has a bigger arc even though it's not as obvious, and he goes through a lot more development even though he's already well-developed character. The second Will Grayson, he suffers from depression, but he's not discovering he suffers from depression. He knows he suffers from depression, and that adds to his self-loathing and to him thinking he's a broken person. He is also in the closet, but he comes out of the closet and everyone's okay-ish with it. Well, of course, some people aren't because it's high school and people are stupid. But his mother is okay, and when he tells his mother, the mom's just like, okay. So that was a very sweet moment. At the end, he discovers that his angels are a lot more bigger than his demons. And he begins to be okay with himself. When it's his chapters, it's written in lowercase, and words, I know them. And in the end, they have an interview between the two writers. And David mentioned that he wanted to write in lowercase because this Will Grayson doesn't think highly of himself. And he's the one who closes off the book, but it's still all in lowercase. So it's kind of like a development, there's more to come to his character. While the first Will Grayson is kind of done developing. All the characters are okay, interesting. I do like them. I like Jane, the muso, who the first Will Grayson falls in love with. I'll get to that. I'm sure it's genuine love, but yeah. She seems like a sweet, nice muso girl, but that's kind of a character trait that she's alternative and into random music, which first Will Grayson is anyway. Tiny is the out the closet, big homosexual character, dance, and he's the one who makes musical at the end. Congrats to him and whatnot, woohoo. But I'll get to that as well. It's kind of tied into the love thing. And in other Will Grayson's world, there's Mara, who is a idiot. She's a bitch. I don't want to spoil why, but he's kind of the person who instigates him to come out of the closet, to meet Tiny, to meet other Will Grayson. But so the outcome is good, but how she does it is crappy. It's horrid. And they end their friendship at the end. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but yeah. So anyway, the novel is about, well, first Will Grayson's storyline is Tiny, his best friend, who is a giant, hence the irony. He is working on a musical. At the end, they perform the musical. Now, this is where I talk about the ending and the love thing. Now, I'm all for love and friendship love and relationships and love. But, like, Jane was just there to help first Will Grayson break his rules. And that's kind of her only purpose. We know the sourness of Jane. We know she's extremely intelligent. Like, she knows about, which is basically if a cat is in a box, you don't know if it's dead or alive, so therefore it could be both, from what I can gather from the theory. So she is intelligent, she is a good character, but she's just kind of like an obvious character. And Tiny, there is a moment where we see another side of Tiny, where he's not the happy, stereotypical, out the closet, big gay character. And that's when he is with other Will Grayson, not straight Will Grayson, but gay Will Grayson, and Will Grayson's new friend that we meet at the end, middle, closest, Gideon. And Gideon's like a bland character, but he's a nice guy, but that kind of adds to his blandness. He's kind of like a bit weird, he's a bit bitchy to Gideon, but that's nice because it's a different side of Tiny, so the happy, fun character. You get to see a darkness into him. And I think that's why I like second Will Grayson character a lot more than first. Anyway, the ending is very contrived, like a stereotypical Hollywood ending. It's the equivalent of a slow clap. It was just done to make like a big finale and everyone loves everyone. It's like, you get love, you get love, you get love, you get love, you get love. And I know the point, it's a nice, good point and sweet, but it's very forced. I rather it just didn't happen. The play ended and everyone's happy with everything and everyone went home instead of the ending that was given. But overall, I think this novel is mainly aimed at young adults. I'm not sure what age restriction, age group that is, but it's a good read. The chapters flow nicely. You can tell when you're reading the next chapter without looking at numbers because of the lowercaseness. Because, I'm not sure if I mentioned, second Will Grayson doesn't think highly of himself, but he learns to. Eventually, probably after the story is finished, into a higher case person. But anyway, it's a good book. I would give it a 3 out of 5. So if you can, check it out. It's much more of a character study than a story. Like in terms of plot and story, not a lot happens, like basically nothing happens, but it's a study in terms of relationship, finding identity, just figuring yourself out. And yeah, and friendship. Friendship is a major thing. So if you can, check it out at the nearest bookstore to you or not, maybe Amazon, put a link below. I'll put a link below. You can ask for it if you want. And thank you for watching. Goodbye. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day, good midday. Thank you so much for watching. If you want, please check out the other videos that I've made. And please, if you enjoyed what you've seen, please subscribe. All ratings and comments are very much appreciated and they're extremely helpful. Have a lovely time and hope to see you guys in the next review.